Hey guys, welcome back to this new video. We're going to make this fun anniversary card. All the materials I've used are listed in the description down below. Please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe and put on the notifications if you don't want to miss anything in the future. Let's get started now. First I'm stamping out the critters with my stamping buddy. The reason I'm using my stamping buddy is that I can stamp the images more than one time, and I know the stamping will be perfectly in the same position as before. After using my stamps, I always clean them immediately. I'm using stamping cleaner and wipe them off with a dry cloth. I want the bears to be kissing, so I need to stamp out the bear but in the opposite way, like in a mirror. So I'm grabbing a bigger stamp and stamp out the bear on the back side of the bigger stamp. Then I stamp the bear onto the marker paper and voila, you have a mirror image. It isn't perfect, but we can fix that with a black fine liner. After stamping out all the critters, it's time to color all the critters in. I'm using my Copic markers. If you want to know which colors I've used, please check out the description box. It's written down over there. First I go in with the lightest marker and color in the whole image. Then bring in shadow with the darkest color and go back in with the lightest color to blend everything out. Sit back and relax and just watch me coloring the critters. Normally I'm using my coordinating dies to die cut the critters. I don't have the coordinating dies with these stamps, so it's time for some fussy cutting. And I know, right now, I remember why I'm spending money on coordinating dies. I'm going to ink the background, so I want to figure out where I want the beach and the water to be. I'm drawing a really soft line with my pencil and T-ruler as a guide. Now it's time to ink the background with some blue ink for the water and yellow ink for the beach. I make sure to stay away a bit from the line we just made. We're leaving a white messy line in the middle. It's like the waves that are touching the beach. To erase the soft grey pencil line, I'm using my creative detailer, but you can also use regular eraser. I want to add some detail to the background, so I'm using Pearlescent watercolor paint in gold and blue, by using some water, a pencil brush and my finger. And of course a little box to avoid splashes everywhere. When the background is ready, it's time to add all the critters onto the card. I didn't want to add some dimension, so I just used liquid glue and adhere everything onto the card front. Now all we need left is a sentiment. I'm using my anti-static powder tool to get rid of any stickiness. So when I add the ink to the embossing powder, add the embossing powder to the ink, it will only stick to the sentiment. I'm stamping out the sentiment in the same blue ink as the water and using some clear embossing powder, so it will match perfectly to the card. I wanted the sentiment to stand out, so I'm using some double-sided foam squares and adhere the sentiment to the card by using my T-ruler. It helps me to get the sentiment straight. Then I realized I wanted some more detail, so I took off the sentiment and add added the stitched border die with some washi tape. I know my washi tape sometimes leaves some red onto the card and I don't want to risk it at this point, so I stick the card onto the cutting plate. Now I'm going to adhere the sentiment again and add the card front onto the card base with some liquid glue. Sorry, my head gets in the way. The outside is ready, so we're going further with the inside. Next time it's better to do the inking before adding the card front, but for me it's too late, so please learn from my mistakes. To match the outside I wanted to add an inked beach and a inked water, with the same colors I used on the card front. Then bring in some detail again with the watercolor gold and blue. And now the card is all done. I hope you'd enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like. And if you don't want to miss any video in the future, you can hit the subscribe button and put on the notifications. Thank you so much for watching and hope to see you next time. Bye bye!